working at a hotel.
With the help of the motel's night manager, 30 to 40 police officers evacuate every room at the Days Inn, except for one, Anthony failed. They have to move fast. By now, the local TV stations have heard everything over the police scanner and threatened to blow the setup.
One of the stations went live from the scene and showed Anthony Fail's photo and said that we're at a hotel in Palm Beach County. They're getting ready to go in and arrest him with the SWAT team.
Given the media presence and Fail's status as armed and dangerous, police decide to enter the room using flash grenades.
A distraction device that initially has a bright flash of light and then a high level of noise.
As it turns out, the police got lucky.
The bad guy had pizza delivered, and they waited a sufficient time to ensure that he was in the middle of his pizza, distracted in that manner when they made entry, and it worked very successfully.
The TV was on and he was arrested. Luckily for us, he just didn't have the right station on.
After 8 days and thousands of man-hours, and despite the media's recklessness, Anthony Fail is finally in police custody. He is not charged with any of the gangland murders, but he is charged with the case he skipped bail on, plus the videotaped convenience store shooting. The police have a lot of questions for Anthony Fail about his activities and those of his former gang, the John Does. For reasons the police won't divulge, Anthony Fail waives his right to an attorney and talks to them for 12 hours.
And when I get to the little federal building, Bub, you know, in a little holding cell, so when I first come in and I see Bub, I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I know him with Bo Beef, you know, that's my dog, yeah, you know, he know that's my dog, that's what it is. So when I come through, Bub tell the niggas, you know, tell the CO, yeah, put him in here, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I ain't tripping, yeah, go and put me in there. So when I walk in there, you know, Bub was like, what's up, man? You know, I ain't beefing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to holler at you, my nigga, because I want you to ask your homeboy why he gave them crackers a 12-hour confession on me, right? So I'm like, what? You know, so immediately, you know, I'm like, you know, I'm rejecting that deposit off rip. I'm like, what? You got my dog fucked up. He like, yeah, man, he gave the crackers a little 12-hour confession on me, and, you know, I don't mind him fighting for his life, because that's what he's supposed to do, all the work or whatever, but he ain't have to tell them crackers all that kind of shit on me. That ain't, you know, that ain't the code, right?
He was able to discuss with us a lot of what we saw happening in the previous, say, 60 days in the Model Cities area that helped us get some insight into all the different groups and the pressures and the pushing and pulling on the retail drug sales and who was mad at who and who was shooting who.
Afterwards, the media feeding frenzy continues when detectives present Fail for a photo op, conveniently in time for the evening news. This customary display is known as the perp walk. Fail uses the moment to deny the charges.
Y'all know what he did.
The police won't give specifics of what Fail talked to them about, but the next day, 25 of his former John Doe associates are arrested by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
It dismantled the largest violent drug group in Overtown and Liberty City, along with a second major competitive group in one swoop. They were competing, they had this different drug holes, different organizations, and fighting for the same customers.
The question is, was Anthony Fail ever the real object of Operation Draw the Line? Or did the police just use him as leverage to get to the John Does?
Are you in the John Does? What are they like?
Who is that? What that
John
is?
Doe gang. You know what it is.
I know what that is.
Are you a gang member, sir?
No.
26 indicted today. Federal agents say 16 are connected to the John Does, formerly called the Lynch Mob. 10 are allegedly connected to a splinter group called the Cloud 9 organization. Members of both gangs face federal charges of dealing crack cocaine, money laundering, and illegal firearm possession. All no-bond offenses with the possibility of life in prison.
Yeah. You know, we started the countdown off for John Doe at number 10. Now we coming in at number 9. Vonda Jackson. I never got the opportunity to meet Vonda. Heard a lot of things. A lot of trill stories. You know what I mean? So, she coming in right here at number 9. Talents for life, I see y'all. Yeah.
Vonda's the only female in the crew that a lot of people thought they were going to walk over Vonda because she was a female, which didn't happen. Vonda went to war just as well as them dudes that went, you know. I mean, Vonda was a true gangster. You know, don't let the fact that she was a female fool you because
I knew Vonda from Overtown, and to me, Vonda found her a space that she could do her thing. She had her little girls. Vonda was, Vonda to me was just like a person, found them a spot that they can exist in and do their thing. You know, how big she got or what she became, I really didn't know because I ended up in the federal prison system, so hey, it is what it is. Yeah.
I remember Vonda when she was a little girl. In fact, she grew up in the neighborhood that I grew up in. I remember she was running around with two of my daughters. I had two daughters about the same age that she was. And I used to watch them play in the yard, and she was always somewhat of a little leader.
Outgoing, you know what I'm saying, fun-loving, easy to get along with. She get along with anybody. And just as easy as she is to get along with, she'll set you straight in a minute.
I don't know if you saw this movie, what it was, New Jack City, and they had the chick with the gun that was the Rockabye, and then Vonda had chicks like that with her, just like that. But you know, in the movie, I mean, it was just make believe in the movie, but she had real live. She had hooked it down gangster women with her that would do that.
The cheerleaders need a uniform. They could go to Vonda. Vonda give them a couple of $100. Buy the cheerleaders uniforms when they ain't had. The kids needed shoes to go to school. You could go to Vonda and get that from them. Vonda was a real good woman.
She'll rent a van and take the kids to Disney World, order pizza. She'll have a DJ, especially if they had something like a graduation.
Wow, what she used to do, like on an Easter. She used to get a lot of the girls to dress up like bunnies, and she'd dress up like an Easter bunny too, and they had the eggs and the costumes, yeah, for the kids. They even had things for the grown-ups too. It just, everybody just participated in it. But she was the one did all the, you know, the buying and the giving, you know. The kids were, oh man, they couldn't wait for Easter to come or either Christmas to come, because they know Vonda was gonna do something.
Vonda just was put in a bad situation. She's a real good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? She always threw good parties, never was a troublemaker. They just put her name in a lot of circumstances.
From what I hear, it was Rah-Rah that kind of got Vonda screwed up because he lied saying that she paid him to go kill this girl. He killed some girl. He killed that girl because the girl took some stuff out of his car, stole some stuff out of his car. And then when he found out Vonda and the girl had some kind of beef or something, then he went down there. But I think he deserved everything he got.
McBride was, to me, man, he was a good dude. You know, they killed him over there. This dude named Rah-Rah. They say Rah-Rah killed him at the behest of somebody else.
That ain't the first time. I remember that time he was laying on the roof. He's supposed to shot McBride or somebody in that hole. He was up there. I remember he was up there. And then the dude, Papa Star, he killed Papa Star. Papa Star stayed in the building behind that. He was on the roof that time when he shot that boy, Papa Star.
We said, oh God, they done got Vonda. And the way they portrayed her in the newspaper, it was like they were talking about another person. You know, I'm thinking of Vonda and what she was doing for the community and the kids, not all that, like killing and the guns and all that and contracts. Nah, that wasn't Vonda. No, there had to be another Vonda. That wasn't a Vonda Jackson. No.
She got 20 years, but she got 20 years for 2 grams of cocaine. They convicted her for 2 grams of cocaine. They didn't convict her for none of the murders. They didn't convict her for none of the gang-related stuff. They convicted her for 2 grams of cocaine.
And they lied on that girl. That girl ain't with no killer. They ain't never killed nobody.